Hello, world. Happy 2023 from Colt Knost and the sleazy man, Drew Stoltz. Sleaze, 2022 went out with a bang for you. The Horned Frogs got the job done over the Michigan Wolverines. You were in the building. First off, both playoff games were fantastic.
Best ever.
But leading it off with the Frogs, how much fun did you have at that game?
Dude, we got done finally. It was a long day because we showed up game started at 2. It's like, we're going to get there early. We're going to do the whole thing just like old times. Had the whole squad from TCU, some local people. I was like, we're doing this. We hadn't done it like this since like Rose Bowl with everybody in the building. So we got our money's worth. We had a time, and by the time it shut down, I was like, I got nothing. I couldn't talk. The voice was completely gone. It was like roughly midnight. I don't even know if I made it to midnight because we started at 10 a.m. And oh my God. I mean, it couldn't have been a better day, dude, from the way that game went. We actually jumped out to a lead early.
Big one.
There were times where I was like, are we just gonna win a normal game and not have to freak out for the entire time? Nope. We get up 19. I'm like, we are one score away from this should be over. And next thing I know, all right, we're up. It's one score again. That second or that middle third, beginning fourth stretch of football was unlike anything I've ever seen before. There were more
awesome
points in a short period of time, and every time Michigan got the mo, I was like, here they come, dude. We're gonna find a way to fuck this up. Nope, there we come back for a 75-yard touchdown. It was so back and forth. The place was packed. All the Michigan fans that I came into contact with were cool. There was no, how
even
you get
Trent
some
Rathman?
of the fans. Well, Trent's on a different, He, by the way, he hasn't even been communicating with me. He's been trying to brush this thing off a little bit. But all the fans that were there were good. And dude, it's been fun to like really, really care about. It's been a few years now since we had a team that mattered, and now we got one. And this team, whether you love them or hate them, they're fun as hell to watch. They put good entertainment up there.
Two things. I thought one of the massive swings was when y'all were up 14-3. Michigan threw that long pass. Looked like the guy scored. Call him down at the 1, and then they fumble.
Great call by the officials.
Great call.
In my unbiased opinion.
And 2, I need you to officially apologize to Sonny Dykes. Because you hated on him at the start when they made the hire, and now the TCU Horned Frogs are going to the national championship game.
This is all part of my master plan.
Apologize.
I know Sonny listens.
Apologize,
and I had to put a challenge out there for him, and he's responded. And I believe, if I said it correctly, I was like, I would be shocked if we don't make the national championship in his first year. So now look, here we are. Sonny's done it. Dude, it's just been fun as hell. I can't wait. There's a good chance maybe I'm in LA next week. I
was going to ask, are you going to go?
I have to go, dude. And I have an opportunity to go. That's could be once in a lifetime. You don't know, or we might win 7 natties in a row.
Okay,
you never know.
Down.
But I gotta go, and it's like at this point, all right, Georgia hasn't lost in 26, 27 games. Like if we go out there and lose, just all right. So who's gonna talk shit? Who beat them? Who's beat this Georgia?
Nobody.
They sent their whole defense in the first round of the NFL draft last year.
Lost 6 starters.
They lost all of them in the first round, basically. Came back, reloaded, still haven't been beat. I mean, there's been 27 games or something like that since they've lost. So, we got no downside.
Well, it's going to be
awesome. We
awesome.
weren't even supposed to be here.
That game against Ohio State was fantastic. I feel horrible for the Ohio State kicker. That's just the whole university hates him now for probably 24 hours.
Which sucks because, they had the lead. Where's the defense?
Yeah.
Defense could easily got some
42,
stops. So you never have to
yeah.
rely. This guy shouldn't have to be making a game winner.
But I felt bad for him, but I'm excited to see Georgia go up against TCU. But how about the opening line? 13.5. No respect for the Frogs.
It's what we're used to. You just insert big school name here and say TCU can't hang. TCU's not big enough. TCU not. Michigan talked about how they were going to run it straight down our throats. The first play, the 50 piece out the gates on the first play, I turned around, I was like, eh. It was exactly like Michigan or Wisconsin though in the Rose Bowl, and I was like, oh my God, boys, that's a problem. And after that, they didn't really run it. They threw it around a ton. They didn't really run it with that much success. It's the same story every time. But, dude, Georgia, we've been saying, everyone that has eyeballs been saying, that's the best team.
Of course.
They beat everybody. So what are you going to do? I thought it would be a 10 and a hook is what my guess was. We were all talking about. I was like, it's more than 10. It's not 2 tubs. I think it's 10 and a half. 13.5 open, jumped to 14, now down to 13.5.
I saw 13.5 this morning.
I'm hitting it at 13.5.
You're going
These
up
are
against
money-making machines.
Veteran quarterback, Stetson Bennett, who's I think
he's
our
34,
age.
I believe.
He's
7
our age,
kids.
Oh, it's incredible.
Going to transfer to BYU next year.
I am terrified right now because I actually didn't realize when they booked my flight. I have to go to the Latin American Amateur in Puerto Rico on Monday.
Oh, my God.
American Airlines, they sometimes have live TV. If they don't have live TV, I'm going to be a very unruly passenger.
That I did not know, and that's also a huge issue. That TV, even when it works, it's spotty. It goes in and out, and then it's like, we'll resume. That's tough time to be in the air.
If the flying gods have any love for me,
I'll be in the air, but in a different way.
Yes, I know you will.
You know what I mean?
But a lot's happened since we just had a 2-week break, which was wonderful. We needed it to recharge for 2023. We're back. We've got some awesome guests coming up. But our last guest of 2022, the Wizard, Ozzie Smith, was on here. We talked about how, the man loves golf, plays nonstop, has never made a hole-in-one. And just a few days ago on Instagram, boom, there it is. Ozzie Smith makes his first hole-in-one. You come on Subpar, great shit happens.
On the board for Ozzie's. People started sending us the picture. That's how we found out. It looked freezing in St. Louis, wherever he was playing. It just shows what a diehard Ozzie is to get out there and then finally hoop one after all that. I don't care how good or bad you are, like that, getting one, just saying like, yeah, I got one. That's a nice thing to check off the list.
Yeah, and now you're done.
He's done a lot of cool shit no one else in the world will ever do, but now he's in that club.
Really cool. So congratulations, Ozzie, on that. Also, this story just came out.
Yeah.
Scott Stallings, past guest of Subpar, had an incredible end of the season last year, made it all the way to the Tour Championship, which gets you an invite to the Masters. Well, there happens to be a gentleman that lives in Georgia named Scott Stallings. Wife is named Jennifer, just like Scott Stallings' wife. And the Masters invite ended up at this guy's house somehow.
Yeah.
Scott,
That's a good day for Scott Stallings, too, by the way. Like, babe, remember that third place at the member guest? I think it got me in Augusta.
In the Masters.
Yeah, that net division.
I guess the real Scott Stallings was like checking his mail for like 5 days. All the other players are posting their invite. His isn't there. And I guess this guy reached out to him on social media. He's like, hey, dude, just want to let you know, my name's Scott Stallings. My wife's name is Jen. I live in Georgia. I got your Masters invite, I think, and sent him a picture of it. He's like, yep, that's it.
Do you want a caddy for me is my question.
I hope they do something cool for that guy because it's a great story.
You got to get some tickets.
Give him some tickets.
Yeah.
That'd be really cool. But that is a hilarious
If I was him,
story.
I'd be like, hey, Scott, tough shit, buddy. Yeah. It's like the committee has spoken. My year was a little better than yours.
Can you imagine if he never would have said anything and then just showed up at Magnolia Lane and be like,
here you go, boys.
Here you go. And here's my ID, Scott Stallings.
Got my iron covers. I'm ready to fire.
Let's do it.
Who was my practice round with? That was good.
Awesome.
And you don't just send it, if you're actual Scott Stallings, you don't just like call Augusta and be like, hey, guys. Where's the
Did y'all forget
invite?
about me?
You just wait and wait and wait, and then shout out, props to this dude. What if he's a dude that's like not on social media and like think if like my dad got he wouldn't know what to do. Like, oh,
yeah. What if he wasn't a golfer and didn't even know what the hell it was?
Yeah, just
threw it away.
Pitched that we got some sort of spam.
Awesome.
Yeah.
One last shout out I got to give out. We've talked about him before. Thomas Olmstead. Okay.
Yeah.
He's now a Thunderbird, former Navy SEAL, former NFL football player for the Dolphins,
Harvard
graduate.
School.
Like
he's a fake
everything.
He's a fake Tinder profile.
He's unbelievable. So anyways, I was playing golf with our good friend Mike Illig the other day, who basically, they own Kansas City, and they're big SEAL Foundation donors. They host SEAL Team 6 all the time out at their Maple Ranch. So we're riding in the cart the other day playing golf, and he started talking about SEAL Team 6. And I was like, by the way, Sleaze and I hosted an auction for a charity here that benefited the SEAL Foundation. And I was like, one of the guys was there. His name's Thomas. Told an unbelievable story. He's like, who is he? He's like, there's a lot of frauds out there. So like, let me know who he is. So I found it. I couldn't remember his last name. So I texted Warren. It was like, hey, what was his last name? And he's like, Thomas Olmstead. So I sent it. He sent it to one of his SEAL guys. And he goes, that dude's legit. He's awesome. How did he just come up? And he's like, apparently he's a Thunderbird. So long story short, it was like, wow, that's really cool. We go to dinner that night for New Year's Eve. Myself, Natalie, Mike, and Amy. Walk in the door at Francine. I look, I'm like, man, he looks familiar. I was like, I think that's Thomas Olmstead. And I went by like, Thomas? He's like, yeah. And I was like, I'm Colt. We did the auction. He's like, oh my God. Literally was talking about him 6 hours earlier. Walk in the door. There he is. Him and his wife joined us for dinner that night.
What a night that is. By the way, A, that's just weird, like manifestation.
Dude, so crazy how it works.
He is, period, the most interesting man in the world. We're going to have him on here.
Yep.
We're going to get him in. He's going to tell us. His life's different, man. Like I joke with him. I'm like, you're a fake Tinder profile. You're like, oh, what should I be here online? I'll post a picture of a really good looking dude. Then I'm going to be NFL player turned Harvard graduate like his whole thing is just a joke.
Led a Navy SEAL team.
Navy. I'm a Navy SEAL, NFL, Harvard grad. Oh, okay. Yeah. Next. Fake. But he's real. He's the most interesting dude in the world. We will definitely get him in here because his stories are unbelievable.
Yeah, it was cool though. That was a fun. Obviously, your New Year's Eve was incredible, but to see that, and then him and Mike, I mean, we're just obsessed with each other. I'm sure Thomas will be living at the Maple Ranch here.
Whatever
soon.
he wants.
Yeah, whatever he wants. It's done.
I can tell you that.
Really cool. It was great to see him. I can't wait to have him on because he has. We were at dinner for about 3 hours, and just the stories, like your jaw hits the table. It's just like
it makes you feel extremely appreciative that we have human beings like that in the world that are willing to do the things he does, and B, like you look at your life and you're like, so what the?
I do nothing.
I talk about golf.
Yeah,
like I do nothing. I don't matter. This dude matters. He's a special cat. We'll get him in here. We'll get him in here at some point and have a good time.
We did have one thing in common.
What's that? Beard? You both have a beard.
Well, 2 things then.
Yeah.
But I just got a cold plunge at the house, which is
he cold
incredible.
plunging?
A huge cold plunger.
That's it. That's enough for me.
Yep. So we're pretty much the same person.
Got to grow a little bit of a set of balls and be able to hang in there in that cold for.
Telling you, it's a
3
game
minutes
changer.
or whatever.
If you don't have one, go get one. They are amazing. They make you feel incredible.
Another highlight. Bring up before we get to our incredible guest for our debut of 2023. Your wedding pictures came back.
Oh,
and there's some flames.
Well, we talked about it after the wedding, how you and Diane McCord had a little thing going on the dance floor.
It was aggressive.
And I was kind of like, whatever, Sleaze. Sleaze is a good storyteller. You don't know what's happening.
I exaggerate things.
There was a picture, and I'm going to leave it up to you if we post it during the episode, because we got a picture that described exactly what happened, and it is beautiful. When we were going through them yesterday, Natalie was scrolling through. I was like, stop. What is that? Screenshot that. Send that to me right now. I was so excited to send that to you and Gary because it's one of the greatest pictures I've ever seen.
A picture was captured during that, but I remember the first time the band got up there and played some music, all of a sudden my arm got pulled out of its socket, and it was Diane, and we stood 8 feet away from Gary, and she did some things that my wife was not even able to. I was looking at Gary like this. I've never been more aroused in my life by an older woman, Gary. You little dandy, you got a good one.
Well, I'm going to leave it up to you, but I think we should maybe,
no issue with
as
it,
we're talking about it, just show a little play. There's nothing bad going on. It's just
no
hilarious.
Pride. I'm not easily embarrassed, and I'm honestly proud of it.
I would be
look
too.
at Diane. She freaking loves me, and look at what we were doing to each other out there in front of everyone.
It was beautiful.
It's provocative.
I love it. There were some very, very good pictures, obviously, from the reception afterwards with everybody on the dance floor, people feeling it. It was our boy Andy Medley. Got a good one of him with his sunglasses on.
Oh yeah,
out there dancing.
Oh yeah, he thinks he's in the Rat Pack at any wedding. I'm like, dude, you're not. You got to take the shades off.
It was great, and I tell you what, we are starting off 2023 with a bang. Your
frogs
got it, but I'm
so happy, dude. It's just such a good start to the year. Whatever happens, we're off with a great.
We have been talking to this man for a while about doing it. We see him at Whisperock occasionally. He lives up in Minnesota, so when he comes here, we see him. Like, we got to do an episode, We're not doing it on Zoom, though, because he is such a beautiful man and so special that we have to do it in person. We finally got him. The Lump, Tim Herron, is in the building.
Not a better guy. There's a lot of great dudes in golf and in sports and wherever. If I walk into the Whisperock Grill and Lumpy is there, it's just a beeline over to his table, sit down, shut up, and just let Lumpy go. Just wind him up and let him go. He is one of the funny, not like golf funny, he's real funny. Real funny dude, not a more fun guy to talk to. And we find, dude, it's been 1.5, 2 years basically since we were always talking to him, like, hey, when are you here? When are you here? And he comes in and then he's out, and it's like he doesn't communicate the best, So we finally got it, and what better way to kick off the new?
And he showed up
the
in
new season,
a sexual hat, an incredible jacket. He was ready to rock.
Always is.
All right, well, let's get to it. Here's Tim Herron, aka Lumpy, on Golf Subpar.
After many years of waiting, the man is here. He played 24 years on tour, but more importantly, he's just one of the raddest dudes in the game of golf. Yeah. Lump. Tim Herron, CEO and founder of Lump Co., by the way. Tim Herron.
Yeah, it's dwindling a little bit, but we're going to bring it back up. COVID kind of, we slipped a little bit, but we're coming back up.
Is that hat Lump Co.?
No, but I should put Lump Co. on there. I got this actually in Ireland. My niece went abroad. She's my goddaughter, I think. And she got me this hat.
You wear it well. You used to be a visor guy, though. I loved you in the visor.
I'm still a visor guy.
Are you still
a visor guy, but then someone told me I had like a bald spot back here. So they're like, you better have a...
No, dude, you're flush.
That's
as flush as you're getting.
You got more hair. I have no hair on my legs, but I got hair on my head.
That's the most flush.
Never been more jealous.
Yeah, I know.
Head on
you're the other way.
Yeah, I'm the other way.
Yeah, visor's going to be tough, but you're still in the game.
Yeah, I'm still in the game. I'm visor. You're visor.
Oh, have to.
And your long socks,
too.
My
head's enormous, and my legs are tiny, so I have to balance the shit
out. We did
out.
find a man. We had Will. We sat down with Will Gordon, who's second year on the PGA Tour, who actually has the same size dome as Sleaze.
Nice,
Honestly,
yeah.
like the exact same, and it was shocking. And he wears hats.
So we were
Which is
talking
nice.
earlier, though, that, you know, you guys are going to play the Johnny O. Right?
Yes. Yeah, yeah.
So my college roommate, to this day, he's got the biggest head in the world.
Who?
Freezer.
Who?
Brent Freeze. Yeah,
Really?
He's got the biggest
What do
head.
you think he's got? Over 8?
Yeah, at least.
I got to meet him.
He's given me a hat where even when it's not windy, it falls off and blows off. So
I got to meet this man.
By the way, can
he's
we get-
obviously one of the smartest dudes, you know, probably.
And also, Lump challenging Bo Hostler for best dressed on the pod.
Yeah, this is a nice piece. I saw you earlier
thanks.
today, and you didn't have that, but yeah,
really, Bo Hostler came in before me. Really,
We've been waiting for you in person.
I know,
You're not a Zoom guy.
Dude.
I know I'm not a Zoom
You
guy.
always come
I
in, you're like, oh, I'll
apologize.
be there next week. And then next week I text you, and you're like, oh, yeah, I just left tonight. I'm like,
Well,
God
you know,
damn it,
I
Mom.
live in the frozen tundra, and a lot of flights get canceled. So
True. But you're here
usually
now.
when the weather gets shitty in Arizona, that means I'm in town.
Then you come in?
So yeah.
I get so excited when I
Like
see you come into
yesterday.
the grill.
Oh yeah, thanks.
That is legitimately the happiest I get is when I walk in the grill and I see you, because you're typically, I don't see you on the golf course. We've played a few times, but like on the range or anything, and I walk into the grill and like, oh, there's Lump, and there's 5 people around the table, and they're all laughing. I'm like, beeline straight to the Lump table.
If you ever need an F in Lumps in town, you find Lump.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
So Sleeves, the first time I ever played with him was Monday qualifier. I played 13 holes. And
Where was that?
"See ya." It was like in the middle of Florida. Like you couldn't find that.
Oh,
place
dude, you know
with
what?
GPS.
I
How
forgot
the
about it. It was,
fuck did we ever
I
find
bet
that
you it was
place?
Valspar.
It was for Valspar, but
we were
played
somewhere
the
else.
qualifier was like a joke. It was like 2 hours away, way in the middle of nowhere. And you wouldn't think, you know, Florida's pretty populated. You wouldn't think there was middle of nowhere, but there is.
Yeah.
in Florida.
And
I
we
guess
played
drive
together.
through the
We had a
middle of the
great
state.
time from
Yeah.
what I remember. Neither of us sniffed
I mean, he
it.
quit after 13 holes. He was tired
I
of
think
you.
we just talked the whole time. I was like, are you
was
playing
just
any
tired.
good, or should
I
we,
was just tired.
should we get the fuck out of here? We're probably not going to make it. Yeah, let's go back.
So I will say one thing. I've never withdrawn from a tournament. That was like one of the first times I just withdrawn.
Playing with
I
me,
go, I'm
it's
done.
friendly.
I go, yeah. I go, well, I'll see you at the Rock, and we'll get our 9 in.
Yeah, we're not going to play the Valspar together.
Exactly.
We
Well,
might
tell
as well get the hell out.
Tell us a little bit what's been going on with you. Obviously, you're playing PGA Tour champions, but now one of your kids is a stud.
Yeah, my kid. Thanks, man. Yeah, he kicked my ass today. We went out and played
That's
Whisper
gotta be
Rock. Yeah, that's great.
Great feeling.
It's hard to explain because you still want to beat their ass, but then you're finally like, I'm off my game. I'm more into his game because he beat me. So I was playing the back tees with him. It was cold, kind of shitty and wet. You know, 7,400, 7,500. He's
Too far.
playing.
They had every
Way
tee.
too far for me. And I moved up a tee and still got my ass kicked on the back 9. So
It was playing long today.
That's-
Every tee was back.
yeah.
Every tee. And
you play
zero? I
the
played, and
black?
it was yeah.
Yeah,
Played
well, I
with
moved
Hoagie
up
today.
a tee after that.
Played with
Yeah,
Hoagie,
you had
and it was,
to.
yeah, I had
With
to, and it
Hoagie.
was just.
He
I was like,
winds
dude.
it, but he doesn't wind it now. Like that's a senior tour term.
For
wind
hit.
it. Yeah.
Is that like
wind it.
sending it?
Send it. Yeah.
Wind it?
Wind it. Yeah, it's a little older term.
Oh, okay.
I like
We
that.
wind,
Wind
it.
it.
It's like
Yeah,
a rubber
yeah.
band. You
Yeah,
wind it.
you
up.
wind it up and go. I don't think I
Go-
wind
should your
or
teacher.
send.
I saw you this summer, the U.S. Amateur, following your kid
Yes, I
around
did.
at Ridgewood Country Club. What's it like now watching him? Is it like, because I've played golf with you many a times in tournaments, and you're not the most relaxed human in the world when you're playing. But what's it like?
No.
What's
And
it like?
you are?
No
Yeah,
one is.
exactly.
But what's it like watching your kid knowing you have no control?
No control. I guess you look. I go. I've always told them don't do what I do. You learn from my experiences because I've fucked up more than anyone, golf wise and drinking wise and eating wise and all that stuff.
Why we
all
love
right?
you though.
Do what I say,
Yeah.
not do what I do.
He doesn't really.
So that's
look
kind of
like
what
you.
I tell him. No, I don't know. The milkman must have.
Yeah, somebody snuck in the back
Someone
door.
snuck in. I'm like, come
Man,
on,
look
honey.
at that. Get
I,
more.
I gotta give a call out to my wife though. She is hot, so
Yeah, you did
I
good.
got lucky. Yeah.
You did good. He made the U.S. Am
She
this
wanted
year,
me
right?
to say, just tell her she's hot. Yeah.
Yeah, she is hot.
So anyways, let's go back to
Mrs.
the
Love.
USAM. Yeah, he did. And John Fields, I was his first recruit ever, and he's University of Texas. So he actually came out to watch my kid a couple holes, and he wanted to impress him, and he had some good shots in front of John Fields. But he got behind the 8 ball. I saw Jim McGovern early and went up and had a couple gin and tonics and missed a couple of his. He was raking it across the hole. Other than that, he probably would have made it. So it's all patience. You know how that is.
And dude,
But when do you fire? When do you be patient? And you know what? I don't look at actually what they shoot. I look more on, being prepared when they are. You know how the tour is. You make your money in,
4 or 5 weeks.
Weeks. 4 or 5 weeks. Mm-hmm. So you got to be ready for those. So you're just kind of preparing yourself for that. But yeah, we're a bunch of knuckleheads.
Does he listen to you?
So.
Like when you give him
advice?
He
does. He actually
like that?
does.
That's good.
He says, "Oh, come on, Dad, whatever." Sometimes
he doesn't say like
that.
"fuck off." You don't know, even though you played for a quarter century on the PGA.
They did early.
Yeah.
Now I think while we're getting closer, and actually he's getting better. Yeah. But if we play the up tees, I think I still got a chance against him. But he's a little more polished. I had a hand procedure. I wouldn't call it a surgery. A hand procedure to open up my hand. Long story short, I've been off about 3 months, so I'm still trying to get to where I can compress it. Like Colt and I are always working on.
Leaning.
We
got to
compress it. Yeah, lean that shaft.
Just melting it.
Yeah, exactly.
I
don't melt
I get it.
No,
there's no
Including
melting.
what's in our cup right
yeah,
here.
exactly.
There's no
melted.
melting.
Yeah, exactly.
Going on. So,
Tours.
have you liked the Champions Tour though? Because I know you were.
I
mean,
do.
You released a hype video before you came out.
So yeah, I know. I was so gung ho, and then I figured out it's just like anything else in golf. It's way harder than you think. Guys are. You hear it all the time. Oh, are they better? Yeah, they're better in what they need to prepare for. Like the rough probably isn't quite as thick. You still got to shoot low. You got to go balls to the wall. And then the money is like, you guys wouldn't even know. It's back when I played in the early 90s, man. It's like, it's top 5 or you're making not that much money. You're just kind of paying rent.
But there's some guys like, it feels like, this is from an outsider's perspective. Some guys are like, I'm all in, I'm on the range, I'm grinding, I'm doing everything I did when I was on the PGA Tour. And there's some dudes that are like, look, man, I had a hell of a run on the PGA Tour. I made my money. I just want to play some competitive golf, have a good time. And it's way more laid back. Is there kind of two camps out there?
No, everyone wants to play well. But yeah, there's two camps. There's guys that are way better with pro-ams. But there's guys that are more consistently just, day in and day out. Bernhard Langer, really.
Yeah,
he's in 5 woods. It'd be how we could talk, like the 7th hole at Wisprock. He hit a 5 wood inside your 5-iron. The guy's incredible. He hits it straighter than
and he grinds.
Colt.
And he still grinds.
He still grinds. He
Yeah.
just loves the grind.
So there's some of those
I
dudes.
don't. I'm like, all right, I made double. I'm like, should I really get that pissed right now? Nah, is it worth it? Nah, I've been through this grind 30 fucking years.
Yeah, dude.
It's like, come
That's
on,
the two
man.
camps, though. You know
Exactly.
what I mean?
That's
There's
the
some
two
guys
camps.
that are like, I want to win majors.
Yeah.
There's some guys like,
there's
I'm having a
lot
good
of guys
time.
that are very intense. Like we talked about a little bit, like a Tom Pernice is a very intense, and he's still very competitive, and he's trying the new thing, like the speed and all that stuff. Ernie L's very competitive, but likes to have a good time too. But he's the Big Easy. He's so big that he still bombs it, but he's not trying to create like more speed.
Yeah, he ain't like working on it. Yeah.
There was a guy that actually backed down, Darren Clark. He was sending it for a year, and then he goes, I got to get it more in play. Because you're going to have wedges, 8-irons. So what they do is they play the par 5s a little more up. Rough isn't as bad, but we're playing more like a country club golf. There's a little more divots and stuff like that. It's not like manicured like the tour, like pristine.
It's not shut down 2 weeks before.
No, it's not shut down. So, the grass is a little, chipping's still kind of, and when you get older, the nerves get a little, yeah.
I quit and my nerves went up. I don't get it.
Yeah, where you stick it in the ground. Well, you don't practice as much.
Bring that
You
putter
don't
out.
care until you need to make it,
now I'm like
you need to
flinching
get it
at
up and
chips.
down for $200, and then you're like, oh, shit, now I'm flinching a little
terrifying.
bit. Yeah,
I hate it.
Wow, 200.
Yeah, it sucks.
changes the game.
Yeah.
Who are your guys out there? Like, who do you run with out there?
I run with Tom Gillis.
Yeah.
A bunch of caddies. Who else do I run with a little bit? Sluman. I go out with Sluman and Linda a little bit. And
Nice.
yeah, my wife's working pretty much full time, so she doesn't come out that much. She'll drive a little bit in the Midwest, but Just kind of go out there solo. Carson's caddied for me before he went to college. He caddied for me a little bit when he was in high school. My oldest son.
Yeah, who's caddying for you most of the time?
I switch it up. I had 2 caddies pass away on me, and another caddy that had a massive heart attack. So I feel like my stress is led over to their unfortunate, I guess, or misfortune.
Misfortune.
Is it? Yeah. Or unfortunate? He went to TCU, so, you know.
Yeah,
the
Harvard of Texas.
Yeah, the Harvard of Texas. So anyways, I just kind of switch it up. I like to kind of have a different, you know, you just want a guy that's out there that kind of knows you and what you need. I mean, after being 50, I'm like, either I'm swinging good at it, 52, either I'm swinging good at it or I'm not. I'm going to just frump it around and hopefully make
frump it.
Yeah, and maybe hit it, you know, maybe shoot 1 or 2 under.
Yeah, just
keep it in front of you. Yeah, just slap it up there.
Either wind it or frump it.
Yeah, just keep it in front of you.
Yeah, I got to ask you about one of your old caddies because you did have a legend on the bag, Last Call Lance.
Oh yeah, Last Call.
And I mean, you're our guy. Like,
Good
you
name.
enjoy hanging out with the caddies. I like to have a couple cocktails.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some legendary caddy nicknames. Where would you rank Last Call Lance?
That's a good name.
Well, Last Call is good, but the best is his son was Collect Call, and that's because he'd go to jail.
Get bailed out.
So when
Last
it's,
Call and
when
Collect
it's Last
Call?
Call and Collect Call, I'm like, you can't make that shit up. So that's why he's at least top 3.
Yeah, it's good.
And there's
Because
like
his son. Yeah.
penitentiary somebody.
Yeah,
we're not allowed to talk
We're
about
not
that
allowed
one.
to talk
Yeah,
about.
yeah,
We
yeah.
won't say his name, but that's a good one too. It's like their nicknames are just like a description of them.
Yeah,
Last Call.
exactly.
Who's your caddy? Don't you have one? Hoagie was telling me this today that like basically like dictates his terms. He's like, hey, Lump, I'll caddy for you. I need this much money. I need this. I need this. I need this.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, who is that?
That's Carl Pedersen's old caddy,
Grant Barry.
And he goes, and
He wants a
he
shitload,
talks
doesn't
like
he?
this. He's an Englishman, but he talks kind of feminine like this. And he goes, well, it's on my terms now. He used to caddy for Berger, right? So Berger fires him and then rehires him, and he talks to another English guy. He goes, well, Berger, yeah, I'll tell you what happened with Berger. Well, I mean, this is what happened is that it's on my terms now. I tell him how much I needed and how much it was going to cost to get around, and that's what I did. I made the terms up, so it's on my terms now. And that's Grant Barry, and he's a great caddy.
Dude,
I
he
love
is
that about him.
greatness. By the way, that is so good. It is
So you
unbelievable.
know Barry.
Dude, I played with Carl when they won at Hilton Head.
Yeah.
on the
Oh,
weekend.
okay. There you go.
And we had a blast. I mean, obviously they had more fun than I did since they won.
Yeah, no
but
shit.
that is such a good impersonation of him. I mean,
I love that about a caddy. Like, here's what it's gonna take. By the way, there's dudes
yeah.
lined up that be like, pay me whatever. I just need some money. I'll carry the bag. He's like, no. Here's what it's gonna take.
So I go to
I'm that
dinner 5 days a week with him, right?
doesn't his wife like help you with your Lumpco stuff?
Oh yeah. She does that. She's got a studio and she does a lot of wow, you guys are very
Yeah, dude. This ain't
in the know.
This
I
ain't
mean, you
rookie
guys do
league
your
ball,
research.
dude. We're
think this
fucking
was?
dumb. Yeah.
So she's got a special event company.
Yeah.
And she does Coach's Case Foundation and runs that. So maybe it's in a different, you know, they might go down to Florida and she just has the whole deal ready, you know, where they have fun and then they do all their, you know, business stuff. And yeah, so she runs a great business and she does a lot of, when the COVID hit, she built a studio where they could do a lot of what'd you call that? Like Zoom stuff. Zoom calls.
What'd you call that?
Yeah, I made
So you
that
made
up.
that up.
I
Yeah,
made up
yeah,
that
yeah.
term. Yeah,
Yeah,
it went
Zoom
worldwide.
calls.
Yeah.
But that's what they do.
Well, we said Lumpco, but we haven't even really talked about the nickname because I think we need to know where that came about.
Okay, I've told the story quite a bit, but I will. So I got a job at 15 in Minnesota. I kind of quit caddying. I caddied 12 to about 15. And I got this job at this blue blood course. And the assistant pro and the pro goes, well, you're the range picker. So that's my title, the range picker.
Good job.
So yeah, I could hit some balls and
Good
stuff.
job.
I had to pick her around. And they go, do you have a nickname? I go, no, I have no idea. What do you mean a nickname? Well, why don't you go down and pick the range, come back up to the pro shop, and we'll have a nickname for you. I'm like, okay, great. They go, hey, Lumpy, how are you doing? I go, I don't like that. And they go, well, it's going to stick. You know how it's
That was their first mistake.
Yeah, exactly.
If you say, "Oh, like I love that," but
No,
fuck
no,
it, we got to go
and
back
they're
to the
like,
drawing
no,
board.
we got to go back to the drawing board. So that's kind of how Lumpy came
But there was
about.
a-
So I was 16 years old when I got my nickname. But there was another Lumpy in
Yes.
high school.
Yeah.
So no one knew, no one in college. So when I won the Honda back in '96, the head pro Phil Reith, his brother played the senior tour with Dave Marr a little bit, and Dave Marr was an announcer. I think it was NBC because Johnny Miller was doing it.
Yeah.
And they go, "Do you have anything on this kid? We don't know anything about him." He goes, "All I know is his nickname's Lumpy." So it became Lumpy.
That was when it went mainstream.
My 7th event on tour, my rookie year.
You did it quick, by the way. You won quick.
I did win.
Did
quick.
you have to? Didn't you go
So
talk to the
here's-
original Lumpy though and be like, "Hey, this is going. Can I?"
So
use
this is what I told him. I go, "Hey man, you're the original Lumpy. Is it okay if I, share the name,
Yeah.
while we're sitting at a bar?"
Of course.
He goes, "Oh yeah, no, we got to keep the name going, whatever." So we're 2 Lumpies in the same town, and we hung out together. He was like one of my best friends.
Two
the
lumps,
guy
one
passed
stump.
away, but yeah, we
Yeah.
got 2 lumps, maybe.
Two lumps, one
lumps?
stump.
Yeah, exactly.
This would be a great start of a joke too. Sleazy, Lumpy, and Gravy walk into a bar.
Yeah, that's good. There's not a lot like.
And then what happens?
Oh,
it doesn't
boy.
matter.
It doesn't matter. It's a great time.
it's
That's
a great
it.
start.
And then they
Yeah,
all
yeah,
drink a shitload and pass out.
Exactly.
End of the
exactly.
joke.
But you mentioned you went at Honda in '96. Right about that time is when a certain someone is coming into the big stage of golf, Tiger Woods. Yeah, I mean, you're right there in the heat of it.
Well, yeah, I was rookie of the year.
Yeah. Of course
I
you are.
played more events than him. He didn't even play his 15. And I
What
don't
a
know.
bummer.
Do you think
Better.
he deserved rookie of the year? I mean, did that help everyone else that he was rookie of the year? Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But what's
maybe.
I mean, what was it like? I mean, here you are. I mean, you win your 7th event, and all of a sudden here comes Tiger. Things are changing in the game of golf.
No,
Obviously,
but
you
it
played
was
with him.
funny. It was, you guys have seen it. It was the Curtis Strange. Everyone goes, "Oh, this kid's got
interview?
he's got his C game and all this crap, whatever." And this guy came out, and every time I thought, Tiger can't do this, he did it. So I never doubted him, even after the car crash. Was a year? Has it been a year? About 2
No,
years.
been multiple.
February.
Has it been 2 years?
Will be 2
That
years.
was-
And they're
At
like,
least,
"Is he
yeah,
ever
2
going to win again?" I go, "I would never count Tiger Woods out." I mean,
And you did.
this guy's great, and he's been great for the game, and blah blah blah. Tiger Woods, let's put him on his pedestal, but he should be because we've all made some money. You've done all right with Tiger Woods there,
Sure.
too. Yeah,
I think
yeah.
everyone
When
has.
he came
No
out
doubt.
though and did that, the Curtis Strange interview is like the one. He asked him like, "What's your expectation?" He's like, "I want to win every week." Right? Then
And-
Curtis
and-
Strange said, "You'll learn." Right?
He
Wasn't
gave
that
it,
the quote?
yeah, he goes, "You'll learn,"
You'll
and he gave
learn,
it up,
kid.
and then "You'll learn, kid."
When he first came out and said that, were the other dudes like you were on tour,
Yeah,
right?
we
You
were
were
all
just
like,
were you
yeah,
all like,
yeah.
"This kid's
Yeah,
out of
he'll
his
learn,
mind"?
He'll learn. He's out of his mind.
Yeah. So like Curtis
'Cause you
Strange
can't
comment
keep
wasn't that
intensity up.
outrageous,
You can't keep that intensity.
and no one had done it like that before.
Yeah, and he's never seen a bar. See, I didn't know that part.
Yeah, that's not fair.
I
I
thought
didn't know
maybe
that
he would
part.
go like, hey, there's girls at bars. Let's go to the bars.
famous
Yeah,
now.
I'm
Things
famous
are
now.
cool.
Let's spend some cash.
Yeah.
No, he had a goal and a focus through his life, and pretty amazing.
It worked out.
I don't know if Earl gave that to him, but whatever.
You probably
It's
inspired
his
him.
deal.
I
Yeah,
saw a
yeah,
lump and was like,
inspiration. Yeah,
I want to be like Lump.
No, he goes, if this guy can fucking do it, shit,
How
it's gotta
hard
be
can this
easy.
shit be?
No shit, it's gotta be easy.
It's true. God, that's a funny story about that. But we'll just go another direction.
Yeah,
Let's
okay.
go to a different direction about a guy who likes to have a good time. Your good buddy Tom Gillis, as you mentioned.
Oh boy.
Let's go.
Arguably probably the greatest prankster on the PGA Tour. I wasn't around when Payne Stewart was going back. I heard he was very, very good. Tom Gillis. Ain't
Very
scared,
good.
scared of a good prank. Can you share some good stories?
Yes.
with us
Okay.
about
Well, let
PG?
me talk. I have a couple older pranks that were pretty good. So Sluman's kind of a prankster too. He gets in there, kind of sees what's going on, and so one day, and Muirfield Village is a great one because it rained, and they always believe that Muirfield Village was built on like some Indian burial ground. So when Memorial came, it rained the whole week, and it pretty much did. So all we did was sit around. So they had these like dairy. You played it, dairy things.
Milkshakes?
It's like it's just like like these little stores. It's like a little Walgreens or something.
okay, I gotcha.
And a Dairy Mart or something. So, anyways, I mean, we're on a 3-hour delay, and Dudley Hart's sitting there, and Dudley's actually a good friend, very funny. University of Florida assistant coach. And I go, well, it's raining. It's gonna be rainy all. I go, we need to help Dudley out, because he gets so angry. He's he's got the worst temper on tour, right? So we go in buy a couple Playboys, and then we decided we were going to put it up on his umbrella. So when he popped it up, you know, he had boobies and whatever and ass and everything on there. And it was great. So he had no idea because we wrap it up.
Yeah.
We go out, we play 3 holes. It's going to rain again. Pops up the umbrella to go to the freaking van. Boom, there he is. He's got.
Hey, it's time for you to hit.
He's got Playboy pictures.
Hey, dude, we're on the clock. No,
Yeah,
I'm good. I just want to stay dry for a minute.
Yeah, exactly.
That's where. So
Somebody
we had
stole
Bryce
that.
Mulder on, and I did not know that story, by the way. And we thought this was the greatest prank ever. We got into Bryce Mulder. He did that to Troy Madison.
I think so, yeah.
Troy Madison. He did it with a different genre, let's say, of porn than you did.
Wow.
Maybe the opposite end of the
What's
spectrum.
that, Penthouse? Now, we're talking old. I hope the viewership's a little older because
you're
they
okay.
know what Playboy is. All right.
Yeah, they'll be
okay,
with
go
it.
ahead. Sorry.
They'll be with it. But Bryce did that to Troy Madison, like I said, on a different genre. And Colt and I, we'd never heard that. And we're like, that's maybe the
good.
best.
Classic.
So that got passed down, which is still to this day. And listeners probably
So
use
I
that
used to
too.
wear
That's
bowling. I
incredible.
used to wear bowling shoes. They're like my shoes I'd go into the clubhouse with, whatever.
You actually wore bowling shoes?
Yeah, bowling
like real
shoes.
bowling shoes.
Yeah,
like
I'd
that
wear
you
them
just
out.
jacked from the
Yeah,
bowling alley.
shoes. Yeah. So
Why?
Why not?
Because you're sweet and the
Yeah,
stylish?
why not? Why not? You don't want a little gription. You want a little slide.
Okay.
When you're
okay.
walking.
Perfect. Yeah,
you
it
know,
all
when
makes
you're
sense.
two-stepping and shit.
All
right.
makes sense.
So, anyways, I don't know. Well, we got a camera here, so
Yeah, talk to him.
so we're at Muirfield Village. I go in, you know, rain delay, whatever. We got to go back the next morning. We got to go get a quick bite, whatever. He decides he was gonna super glue my shoes together like this. So then I had to. Those are the only shoes I had. So now I had to go into a restaurant with golf shoes that he was in. And so he totally played it up. He goes, "Oh, look, a golfer! Who's playing in the event?" But you know, he's totally playing me like I'm acting like I got the glove in the back pocket. Like, of
course,
I'm a golfer. Yeah, I'm sweet.
This is
Whatever.
comp,
I'm
right?
like, no,
Sweet. This is
you're-
comp, right?
I go,
Yeah.
"You're an asshole. You super glued the soles together on my shoes." I always thought that was a pretty good.
Can I ask one more question about the did you steal the bowling shoes from the alley or did you actually go buy some?
No, that's how young you guys are. They actually used to make bowling shoes that we'd buy.
Okay.
Like
Bought
to
'em-
wear?
Yes, Cole Haan had bowling shoes.
Okay.
Yeah, we are too young
Mine
for
didn't.
that.
Mine came from the bowling alley.
Yeah.
But
I stole
most people,
They
yeah,
said number
I
12
stole
on the
them
I
back.
stole those bitches fair and
But I
square.
make sure they spray them down first.
Of course,
Yeah,
dude.
because
You don't want
they're
athlete's
stinky.
foot.
No, athlete's
You're a
foot.
classy guy.
So, anyways, go back to Gillis. All right. So we're sitting up. We're in Vancouver playing the Canadian Open. That's when Tommy Gainey said, "This is
Yes.
the best
Oh,
course
yeah.
I've ever played." They could actually play a U.S. Open here. Too bad it's in Canada. But anyways,
Shaughnessy.
you know, that's education. I don't know where
Right,
he went
geography,
to school, but
I mean,
geography,
fuck, who
whatever.
needs it?
He just didn't know where Canada was. So we're up there playing, and it starts misting, and now it starts pouring. And we played in the morning, the Pro-Am, and they have the big buffet out there. So for some reason, they got this pig out there, and with the pig head. And we're sitting there talking. We're like, man, we can't hit balls. It's too shitty out. What are we going to do? Well, let's prank Gillis. So we go up to the guy that, the chef, and I go, "Hey, you got an axe. We got to axe off that head." And he goes, "I don't know if that's a good idea." I go, no, grab whatever's going to cut that head off. We got the head. We cut the head off. We threw it in the locker with a golf ball like it's an apple.
Like an apple.
I put a smoke in right there. So now he knows it's me. He knows it's Carl. And he knows it's George McNeil, right? So we're sitting there, and what happened was Gillis was playing the Pro-Am, and he was late, and he went in after 9 because it's raining to get more rain gear and shit. And then and we're hiding around the corner. And he goes in and opens it up and smells. He goes, "You son of bitches, you guys are gonna get it." I goes, "Paybacks are hell. This is gonna stink up all my rain student and everything in here." Now he's freaking out. I'm like, "Oh shit, we're done." We're all pointing at Carl. I go, "It's Carl putting the pig head in your locker." Yeah, so he got the pig head, and then it goes on and on. Well, he delivered 14 pizzas to Carl's house
From 7 different places, right?
on Carl's credit card. I don't know how he got Carl's credit card. He had roofers come. He's had
Yeah, it could have
big
been way
jugs
worse
of
than
water.
pizza. Yeah.
Yeah, big jugs of water and
Plumber,
he's had-
because there was the pipes had busted or something in the middle of the night.
He's nuts. So he thinks up all this stuff. I don't have time to do that because I need to take a nap.
I want to do obviously he's the king, and I tell people always, you don't cross Tom Gillis. You always want to be on Tom's team.
Oh, yeah.
Because he'll go to different levels. And I wanted to fuck with Gary Woodland one time, so I went to Tom, and I was like, give me some ideas. And he did, and I'm like, oh, my God. Like, I might lose my friend over this.
Exactly. Yeah.
You kidnap
It crosses the line. It gets dark, actually. I'm like, we don't want to go dark.
Here's what you kidnap his wife, okay? And you write a ransom letter. And like, Jesus. Fuck, dude.
But he is wild. He will be a great podcast guest.
He'll be a great podcast guest.
His Twitter is just incredible.
Yeah, we got
people are going to love him. And you wouldn't believe all the people that come back. He tells me all the people that come back. I don't even follow his Twitter. He just tells me on the range. And he can go, man. He can talk, and he goes, you know.
Yeah, we need
like,
to get
are you
him.
Listening? He doesn't listen. He just talks. He's awesome.
Y'all's that era, like that group especially, was like that was the golden era of. Like,
well,
because there's some that you're not bringing
European
up
guys.
that are that we don't have to bring up that like make it, you know what I mean. But like that was y'all were going.
Yeah, European tour was different, man. Those guys are, and he'd hang out with some of those English, like Mark Rowe. Do you know Rowie?
Yeah.
Rowie's crazy,
was
I
it
guess.
John
I don't
Morris?
know him that well. John Morris?
Who's the
I
guy
know
that wore
Morris.
who's the guy that wore the backwards hat when he almost won John Deere? God, he's a broadcaster now over there.
With the glasses, did he wear the crazy?
He won John Deere.
Oakleys?
He had no. God, that's gonna drive me nuts. I'm gonna have to look it up.
All right.
But he almost won John Deere, and it was raining. He had his hat backwards. Big muscular guy.
Yeah, and he wore the crazy Oakleys, right?
You're thinking
If it's the guy I'm
Australian,
thinking
you're
of.
No, not
of,
Peter Lawnard. No, I'm not thinking.
No,
of Peter
he was
Lawnard.
like
That was
shorter.
Peter.
I
When I
was
said
Peter
muscular, you got all
That's a
excited
little-
about
Peter
Peter.
Lawnard,
That was a
Peter
little-
Lawnard. I'd just go in the gyms and watch Peter Lawnard lift weights.
Little pocket Hercules.
Yeah,
That
exactly.
guy was.
Yeah.
I love Peter Lawnard.
Yeah.
But your
I think he's
practice
doing
round
well.
groups. I mean, y'all were the same every Tuesday. It was you, Gillis, McNeil.
So a lot of people have wanted to get in, and Hoagie got into our group a few times. So we have our four.
Does he have enough lead in it, you know what I mean, to be in that group? Because he's a nice. I
Hoagie?
love Hoagie, dude. Frog just played with him today, but like, if y'all turn up the dial a little bit,
dude. No, Hoagie's got an edge to him. I like the way he
He's a
comes
frog.
out.
He
Really,
gets it,
you
yeah.
think so?
yeah, of course.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So our group is Carl Pedersen, George McNeil, Gillis, and myself. That's our group. We'd play a no bogey game, and it got pretty batty. And then we had alternates. And sorry to say, Jason,
Alternates for the practice round.
your first alternate in our four
Jason
banger.
Bone, sorry,
so
bud.
good.
So like if all four weren't playing that week, Jason was the
was
fourth
in.
guy.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jason. You've always been.
There's only
fourth
so
alternate.
many spots. Fuck.
So then there's a fifth and sixth. We had Norlander, great kid, but he couldn't give it. He could take it. He couldn't give it.
That's nice to have a guy that just takes it. Though.
Yeah,
you know
no,
what I mean?
it's
Like a
fun.
little punching bag.
Yeah.
He doesn't
He's
ever
a
hit.
big guy,
Never
too.
hits back.
Yeah, no shit.
It's
It was
nice.
great. Nice kid. And Hoagie was good too. But why people wanted to get in our group because we'd have a fake laugh. See, people didn't even know that. We'd give it the and everyone's like, and so we see how you laugh?
Yeah.
So then we'd all start laughing because someone would just give a fake laugh, right? And everyone's like, what's going on? Everyone, no, this is serious. This is like a library. This is golf. Why are people laughing? So people they didn't understand what was going on. We'd do it throughout the whole course. Nothing was funny.
Nothing, just
we
to make
just
people
throw a
think
laugh.
that you were just
yeah,
going,
like
yeah,
we were having the most
best
fun
time in the world.
So everyone wanted to get in our group, and we're like, yeah, sorry, man. We'll put you on the
Your third alternate.
We'll put you on the alternate.
If we get a
list.
couple injuries.
At Pebble, one year, Carl wasn't there. He was hurt or something, and so they cropped in his picture in the group.
Oh my
on
god,
17.
Yes,
It was Gillis, McNeil. Were you the third?
Yeah, I
and
was
then
there.
they left a spot.
but
just blank.
he had his shirt off
Yeah.
with a drink in his hand.
Yeah, so they left
We
the
left
spot
a
blank.
spot
It's like,
out on the 7th green.
Yep.
Someone's on the tee box, like from 90 yards.
Yeah.
Shooting this picture, and we left and
Just a blank space, and then
blank
they
space,
photoshopped
and then
it.
they photoshopped it in, and
Carl was in jeans, no shirt, and holding a drink. It was
Yeah.
great.
That's
Beautiful.
actually probably pretty fitting, though, isn't it?
yeah, it was awesome. Yeah, it was
That's
the
a-
best.
By the way, the
Either.
guy I was trying to think of, John Morgan.
Oh, that's
Morgan,
not, that's
yeah, I
Morgan.
remember.
That's
Morgan.
not who I was thinking.
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember John.
I don't
Morgan.
even remember him.
I don't see him as Hercules, was he?
I don't
I've never
know. I
seen him
just-
with his shirt off. Maybe you have.
You
No,
know,
I
like-
just remember his backwards hat, and he was yelling. Going
not
nuts,
like
so it
Carl.
scared me. And I met him this year at the Scottish Open. Seemed like a good guy.
Yeah.
Likes
But
to have a good
Carl's
time.
funny. So in our practice rounds, Carl's always had to hit first, which is weird. I don't know why, but
Does he hit the
always hit
fairway?
first.
Every time?
No, he just always hit first.
Okay.
And then we'd just play a no bogey game, and then, there was always something going on. But it was fun practice round because practice rounds, they get boring. Whatever.
Oh, they're the worst.
Carl would
I
hit
fucking
2
hate
putts. He'd
practice
go to
rounds.
he goes, let's go play another hole. And he'd be on the tee, and we'd all be like hitting putts back and forth and all over. And all right, we got to keep going. So he'd keep it moving. Keep it moving. Because his theory, we sat down one time. He goes, you know what? My theory is you're either going to hit it good or bad. It doesn't really matter. You're never going to hit the same putt that you're going to have anyways.
These dudes that circle the hole and all this shit. I'm like,
I
you're
love
not gonna
the
have that
caddies.
putt.
What's different about the caddies on the Champions Tour, they all roll balls and stuff. I'm like, what are you rolling balls? The pin's not even
Yeah,
gonna
it's
be where
downhill.
you
You're
think
going to
it's-
know the same shit
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
right now.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
exactly.
Yeah, that's going to be fast.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't get the...
So it's pretty funny.
Carl's big like exhale when he putted always was interesting.
So
to me.
he's done everything opposite what you're supposed to do. Carl's an amazing athlete. That's what I consider him as an amazing athlete.
I would say
because
the
he
same.
can eat a full mini bar. He can clear out a mini bar with the best of them. And when he's supposed to inhale, he exhales. And when he's supposed to exhale, he inhales. He snorts when he putted.
Yes.
When he had the long putter, he'd go, and he would suck the putter inside, come over the top of it, and he'd make 2 40-footers around. I mean, one of the best putters you've ever seen.
snort was great.
But he would do everything wrong. He had high hands with a huge Harley Davidson grip, but he had beautiful rhythm and tempo, and he
did it
exit-
over
he-
and over and
and he
over
exit,
and over.
exit that thing left. The funniest story about him is his dad worked for Volvo, and they come in from Sweden to North Carolina, where the big Volvo thing is, and he's like some VIP or some big executive, and they just threw Carl in a class without knowing any English, and that's how he learned.
Just figured it
Took him-
out?
Yeah, it took him 2 years.
Yeah,
to learn how
here,
to-
kid. Go to school. You don't speak
But
a lick.
him and Clark, he'd be good for the podcast.
Tim Clark.
Yeah,
we've
him
had
and
him.
Tim,
He's
him
great.
and Timmy. No, but him and Timmy were college
Teammates,
roommates.
yeah.
Teammates. I
They
don't
were
know if
good. That
roommates.
little
Yeah, North
Wolfpack squad
Carolina
was
State,
nice.
yeah.
They were
Yeah.
super nice.
By the way, you say do everything wrong, and it worked. I laughed. I watched an interview of yours earlier today, and they asked you your favorite pre-round meal, and you said 6-ounce fillet.
Yeah, I saw that too. I was like, who eats a 6-ounce fillet?
I don't do that anymore because
Yeah,
it's
it's 8
hard. It's hard to pass that in the morning.
Yeah,
so I
that's
don't
a-
do that anymore.
that's a-
As you get older, you're like that. doesn't work
Yeah,
that
I
well
mean,
anymore.
you need to eat that 2.5 hours before you tee off.
Yeah,
Minimum.
exactly.
If you're gonna
and we were teeing
get
off at
right.
7. That's getting up pretty.
Yeah,
damn
that's
early.
a 4. I have to have a 6-ounce at 4:30 in the
Yeah,
morning, and then
exactly,
get
yeah.
ready to fire.
We could do this for 7 hours, but at some point we got to get to your TV career. Your incredible acting in your commercials.
Oh, it's fucking good,
between
bud.
Sign Boy and then also your ones with Jesper. By the way, I'm upset. At
Well,
Jesper.
it's Jesper and
Sign Boy. Yeah, I
We're-
texted Jesper today and didn't get anything back. I was wanting to hear some.
Well, he
inside
might be in
stories.
Sweden.
He's probably
Sweden.
7 time zones away.
Damn it! He's probably working out.
But he's great. The best part about it was, we did in Orlando in the middle of summer. I think I told you this earlier. It was incredible. It was so freaking hot. And Jesper and I went out and had a couple drinks before whatever. We get up at like 8, and they're like, all right, this is what you're going to do. You're going to eat a hot dog with the glove on, with the hot dog in the glove, and you're going to look through a glass, and Jesper's going to be working out. Well, now while I'm chowing down like my 8th hot dog for the 9th take or whatever, now I got a spittoon over there. Now I'm just like, throwing it up in the spittoon. So because there's going to be another take. You know how commercials are.
That's what great actors do.
It's
though.
like they got to make it perfect, and they don't add lib as much, right? But then Jesper has got this beautiful woman spraying Evian water to make it look like he's sweating, but he's not even working out on the
So he just
treadmill.
stands there while you got to eat
Yeah,
9
I'm like,
hot
what
dogs.
the hell is this? So yeah, I'm sitting there going, hey, what's he doing? With Sign Boy, and Sign Boy goes, he's working out, whatever. But anyways, I think we probably should have won an ESPY.
Emmy.
Emmy.
ESPY's
No,
for
an
sports.
ESPY. No, it was for sports. It was
Okay.
a sports
Best
commercial.
sports commercial?
Yes.
Yeah, that's real.
Or at least we should have been.
And
at-
an Emmy, perhaps.
Yeah, we should have actually been there.
Best daytime.
And then you know what Jesper did? He went to the Wilson gel ball. It wasn't even around when you guys were in diapers. A Wilson gel ball back in '97.
Never played it.
Yeah. Who? Well,
No one did.
97.
anyone
I think I was
still
playing like
play
the
a gel? But he did.
Max Fly Revolution.
You went for the money, Jesper, and we could have been.
How
I
was-
guess he's a.
How was Sign Boy?
Superstar.
Did you?
Yeah,
when
he's
you
great.
showed up on
So
set?
when I'd go to LA, I'd always get a jug. I forgot what he liked, maybe Captain. And I stayed at his house a few times. We became really good buddies, and he did a lot of things with Peter Jacobson. Peter Jacobson became very big in doing like the CVS, the Fred Meyer. He had like a sports hospitality / entertainment business where it was more fun. He actually helped, I think, Tom Lehman with the Dayton's Challenge back in the day. Anyways, what was I talking about?
Sign Boy.
Did you meet him?
Yeah,
like
Sign
on
Boy.
set for the
Sign
first
Boy.
time?
They'd have Sign Boy play in the pro-ams and stuff. And
He was his own
we
thing.
became, he
he
was
was the
his
real
own
deal.
thing. He was doing great. I wish Titleist would have kept him.
He's like
he was
Jake
there
from
for a while.
State Farm. The guy just,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like he's
Yeah.
got his own.
I read an
shit now.
article
He's
where
like
he
his
was
own
like,
guy.
him and his agency was shocked that they did. I think it lasted 6 years. They were shocked it didn't go longer, like because it was so successful.
No, because it kept
And it was
yeah,
great.
It kept
It's like the
going,
only
and
good-
you get more talent coming in golf wise. Maybe not as good as actors like
Yes.
us. But, golf wise, they had a lot of talent, and I thought they would promote it and get their Titleist players out
Imagine
there. But
bringing back Sign Boy now for Justin
They should.
Thomas and
Commercials
Jordan
were
Spieth.
way better back then.
yeah,
What year was
man.
that? 97?
Yeah, did you
That was
ever?
like Tigers juggling. Remember that shit? Every kid on the range stopped
Callaway
hitting balls
had
and
one
just started to
where
juggle.
Jesper was naked, and they had the
What's
black
that
spots on them. I don't know. See, you guys don't even
remember that?
The black where they black it out like boobs and stuff. That was
Callaway,
Oh, yeah,
please
like-
don't ask me to do
They're
that.
you
out.
don't
Colt's
have to do
neck. They're
that,
running
yeah.
that back with Colt pretty soon. That's gonna be a big
Yeah,
one.
we'd be good.
No,
They're
I'm
gonna
out
get
on
Colt
that.
and Lump. They're gonna bring it back for
that's
the
great.
jailbreak technology. Give me your story. I don't even know how to segue into this, but you have a legendary way around, like a little loophole in the college athletics, because you smoked cigarettes in college, but you weren't allowed to smoke on the golf course. How'd you do it?
Well, no, this is what happened is great story. John Fields, of what we were talking about earlier, I was his first recruit ever. He's at University of Texas. And I'm going out to the golf course. I've been playing at University of New Mexico. He was the head coach. And I was a freshman. He had no idea that I smoked, heaters. I was hoping that he would poo-poo it, right? But whatever.
Poo-poo it.
I'm going down around a corner, and I'm, having a heater. He sees me going the other way. I'm like, oh shit! I think he just caught me. So he waits a day, and then I get the call saying, "You need to come into my office." I'm like, oh shit, this is it.
There we go.
I
Yep.
gotta quit smoking. So he comes in, and he goes, you know what? You're 18. You're an adult. He goes, you can do what you want. I'm like, what? What is this? So now it went from 5 cigarettes a day to 15 to 20. I'm like, this wasn't good. I wish he
it's
actually
bad
would've-
coaching, John.
I wish
Make
he
me
would have done
quit.
it.
Yeah.
Because it helps your breathing, whatever. So to get back to the story, the NCAA, you could smoke for my first 2 years. They had a big tobacco, anti-tobacco thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for helping me. Anti-tobacco thing saying
No more.
no more tobacco. So what I would do is I'd walk out of bounds and because I was off the site.
Yeah.
And walk down the OB line and then come
Come back in to hit your
So
shot.
I'd have like 3 or 4 cigarettes and that'd have my nick fit, right? And that's how I'd play. So I'm actually playing at ASU at the Carson course, which is now
Condos.
gymnasium or condos or something. And there's an OB stake right next to this tee box, and John comes over. Phil hit a 5-iron. It might be a 4 or 5. If you hit it high, you can hit a 5. Well, the Texas coach, Clayton, he goes, man, you can't be smoking. What are you doing, man? It's NCAA rule violation. I go, I'm out of bounds. He goes, it's on site. I go, well, the hotel you're saying I can't have a cigarette up in my hotel room, and I can see it. You got to read how site's spelled in the rule book, and then give me shit if it's a 2-shot penalty. So I had the drag, threw it out. whatever played on.
Yeah.
But that's kind of how I kind of got around it.
Yeah, you
I
could
kind of
cruise,
got around it.
tee off,
No,
walk
hey,
to
man,
OB,
I'm
have
not
a dart.
proud of. I'm not proud of darting. You know, it's
But
not
you
a good
found the
thing,
loophole,
but
and
I
you-
found the loophole.
And you
gotta do
and
what you
made
gotta
it
do.
work.
I did what I
love
had
that
to
Fields
do.
was like, look, you're 18. It helps your breathing.
Yeah,
And then
exactly.
you're like, oh, it's open season.
I mean, you went to the claw. You were the
Inhale,
first.
exhale.
I'm gonna smoke 2 packs
That,
around.
is that why I did? No,
No, but it's great
it was
because
the
you
yips.
went, you went to the claw and it was a perfect cigarette holder as
Yeah,
you could
exactly.
practice putting.
It
yeah,
was.
you do
yeah.
practice with the ciggy. Yeah,
I
it's
would-
great.
every
But
time
now, look, Sleaze and I are doing the Zins.
Oh yeah,
a little.
You're doing great.
Yeah,
We're
thanks.
doing.
I'm doing great.
Hey,
Yeah, you
hey,
are too.
Good for us.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
hey,
Good
yeah,
for us,
You know,
dude.
you learn and
We're
you move
heroes.
on,
We should
yeah.
be looked up.
Yeah, yeah.
Looked up
Look-
to.
looked
Looked
up
up
to.
upon.
Exactly.
We got to get to the United at some point. We can do this for
What else
12
do we
hours.
have? I mean, there's so much good shit for the
know.
lump, man.
Is there?
Well, this will take a while too.
I mean, you did the scripting for the Masters the last few
Oh,
years.
you have you got your outfits
So
planned for
I
the Masters?
will admit, I do have someone that helps me with that.
That's okay.
I will admit that.
But it's still-
because I'm not
Nike-
very good on the internet.
Nike
So
helps
he does
Tiger
me.
with his
I think you're the
scripting.
best Champions
but-
Tour tweeter there is.
We do sit down at a bar at happy hour because it's half price, and we go through on how we're
script
gonna
it?
go, how we're gonna script it. But this is how it all started, because we're sitting there and we're like, really, Bubba is gonna lay out what he is gonna wear, like all white. I mean, he looks like the frickin' milkman with his white. I'm like, okay, well, you know what? I'm gonna sit on the couch and watch the Masters, and I'm gonna wear something, my own shit. So that's how I became a beekeeper. Watching
You got the frog outfit. That's
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
hot.
Yeah,
that's a
it's
hot
hot.
look.
You had the
know what I mean?
masks in 2020.
yeah.
The mask
Yeah,
was
yeah,
nice
yeah,
when
yeah.
you dialed those up. Well,
Yeah.
you got how are you planning for 2023? You got it dialed?
Yeah, I think we're
Maybe like a Ninja
now.
Turtle?
While I'm on now you're putting pressure on me. So yeah, we're gonna have to do.
Oh, reach out if you need it. If
2023.
you
I think the hat needs to be
if
involved.
you get writer's block.
All right, we can do it. We can do it.
holler at us.
Yeah.
There's some good outfits. I like this.
It
little,
might
this
have
little
to
number
do-
you got right here.
Yeah,
ain't,
but it
ain't
might
terrible.
have to do with like what we're actually sitting on watching the Masters, not actually what you're wearing. You know what I mean? We might change it up a little.
Maybe
bit.
you're in the
Yeah.
Like
pool,
your
floating.
whole locale.
Yeah, floating
On
or
a
maybe
flamingo.
floating in a pool watching it or something.
Yeah, maybe you're on a unicorn float.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah,
'Cause
maybe
you're
you're
a
ice
unicorn.
fishing. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Ice
well,
fishing
I have
gear. You
watched
do
the
ice
Master
fish.
ice fish. No, you can't. Not in April, but yeah, ice fishing. It's funny because everyone talks about it in Minnesota. When you're ice fishing, it's only January to February. That's kind of when I get going. So I don't ice fish that much. I do enjoy it because there's nothing else to do, and there's a little bit of whiskey involved. So, or a lot of whiskey. Well, however you want to go about it, it's just about ice fishing. But
You have like a little. See, the only time I've really like seen ice fishing is during Grumpy Old Men. Like they have the little hut, the little house.
Great
Is that what you? Is that actually
100%.
Are you
Yeah.
indoors when you're
now?
doing it?
Now it's still like trailers, but it's the same thing. There's a ledge where the fish hang, so it depends on what kind of fish you're gonna catch. So we go a little safer where I like to drive my car right next to my ice house, so I don't have to be out in the elements too much. But a lot of people snowmobile. We have bonfires. We've done a cake of unbelievable fireworks. The cake are like the 4th of July fireworks. We don't do these half-ass little
little
flares or whatever.
what are the
No,
little-
these things are going
sparklers. Little
yeah,
sparklers,
sparklers.
thank you. Yeah.
We're going way up in the air with this thing.
Stupid question. If you have a bonfire on a lake,
It's not a
does
stupid
it not
question.
melt the lake to where
It does not. It is so
it's that thick
fucking cold.
that it doesn't
Yeah.
melt it?
Yeah.
Like a bonfire is like it's not like a
So,
campfire.
but
I
it
get
is
a
up-
bonfire is a
so
big
you know
ass
how
fire.
you have a chimney or something. We elevate it, but we only elevate it because if you actually put it on the lake, it'd go out. It's too cold.
Oh, you can't even do
so
it.
you got to elevate
You
it
gotta
a
throw
little
gas
bit.
on it.
Yeah. No, we don't throw gas on it. I mean,
don't
you
know.
can.
I'm not really an outdoorsman.
It depends.
More, I've never ice fished, if you can believe
So
that.
I've had Ellen and whatever the Super Bowl that who won that Super Bowl anyways?
In
Vikings,
Minnesota?
I think.
Which
Yeah.
one?
We had Ellen and her staff out. At my
Ellen
ice
DeGeneres?
house.
Ellen
Yeah.
DeGeneres?
Wow.
Yeah,
what?
my
You're
my
famous.
ice house. Yeah.
Ellen came to your ice house to
Yeah,
ice
I
fish?
wasn't there. I was,
Why?
I
Why?
don't know. I was
Did she
probably-
do a show?
I was probably playing with Trump or something. I don't know.
I was with Clooney. Who fucking knows,
her
dude?
staff
Man,
came out to do like a Super Bowl thing. She wasn't actually there, but it was
Oh, okay.
Dirk or I don't know his name. I don't know.
Dirk? Nowitzki?
No.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to the United.
Holy shit. Okay,
Yeah.
that's good.
God, Lump's hanging out with
I
Ellen.
love you,
Unbelievable.
Lump.
Let's get to what?
All right, this is the E9.
Yeah, tell them.
Emergency 9. 9 fun questions.
Just
About.
9
They're all fun
Oh,
with
okay,
you.
yeah.
Nine bullshitters.
Now, do I have to do them like
No,
really
no,
quick,
no,
or do I
no.
think
No,
about
you
it?
can
All
sit
right,
and-
all right.
We asked this one to
You can
everyone.
stew on it.
You can be anyone for a day, dead or alive. To walk in their shoes for a day, who would you be?
Gandhi.
Wow, that's first. Okay.
An eye for an eye. Leaves the whole world
I don't
blind.
know if I'd want
That's
to
Gandhi.
walk as far as he walked. I'd maybe walk just like,
I don't know that Gandhi had
I don't
shoes
know, like
either.
a couple miles. Yeah, just
If you're
a
gonna
couple
walk in
miles on
someone's
his
shoes,
trail. If I go back, I should probably say Jesus. Jesus would be pretty cool too.
Yeah, you got to pick the
Anyways,
right day.
All right. Yeah,
right.
that's a good point too. Good point.
Next
good point.
one.
No, I want to. This is the bonus ball question on this now. Lose one thumb or one eyeball. You got to pick one. What
Oh,
would you
one
rather-
thumb.
Oh, I think I'm fucking. Be
Sleaze is
careful.
big on these thumbs
Think
thing.
about that, dog.
No, I know, but
Sleaze is big on the thumbs.
I don't know.
Here,
I've
why
been
don't you go ahead-
watching a
here,
lot
get
of
one of these out. Get
I've
one of
been
these out.
watching these blind movie things. Yeah, but
Get one out with one thumb.
I've done pretty well. Why don't you get it out for me? I don't have a
Well,
thumb.
look, I don't have one either. Hey, look, I don't have one. I can't. I
friends
can't
are
even.
for.
I can't even pick
Hey,
it
that's
up.
what friends are for.
I can't even pick it
Well,
up.
no.
If I had two, I'd feed
Okay,
you
so
one.
if my best friend and I don't have a thumb.
Well, if you have a
I
friend that'll just follow you around all day. Oh, brush
Exactly,
your teeth. Oh,
yeah,
he's gonna brush your
exactly,
teeth.
yeah.
I'm just telling you, a
You
thumb.
don't think
open carry.
thumb would
A
be?
thumb is.
That's true.
You got to line up the
All
triangles.
right, now I got to think about it. I
Little-
guess maybe one eye. If my other eye was 20,
Yeah, you're perfect
because
in the
one,
other
yeah,
eye.
okay, yeah, one eye.
Is it?
fine.
See, this is a good.
Next question.
Can I
Go.
can I lose my left one though?
You get to
I think
pick
I'd
which
rather
eye
have
and
my
which
right.
thumb.
Yeah, okay.
If you lose your left thumb, you can never play golf
Yeah,
again.
thumb might be bad.
By the way, you'd have no job.
Good point. Thumb
See,
is
I'm
bad.
telling you, thumb.
I just think his senses. I don't know.
Thumb is vital.
Yeah.
Vital.
Okay.
Okay.
It's kind of like a big toe.
Yeah, big toe is a problem too. If you lose that, you can't even stand.
Yeah, it is.
You can't do
You
shit.
can't stand
You
without.
can't do shit.
You know you can't.
You get it?
No,
Yeah,
you
can't do
stand
shit.
without a big toe.
Chop your toe off
You
tonight.
can stand
can't do
on
it.
one foot.
I could
But
stand
when you
without
gotta
a big
hop
toe.
around,
You
no,
can't
you can't
move.
You cannot.
You couldn't hit a driver nowhere without a thumb.
Can't hit a driver
or with a
very
big,
far
a
anyway.
big toe or whatever. You might be all right, actually. You'd
Yeah.
probably be the same.
So when McCord's here, is he the smartest guy in the room, or he thinks he is? Doesn't he?
Well, yeah, McCord.
I just want to know.
McCord is the guy that
Knows everything.
acts to be the dumbest. Like he pretends to be the dumbest in the gesture, but he's actually knows a lot of shit
Yeah, I
about a
know.
lot of shit. That's why I love
All right,
him.
let's go back.
He
to
knows
the
a lot of
questions.
shit about shit.
He knows
Exactly.
a lot of useless shit,
Yes.
but he knows a lot of shit.
Yeah, he told me about a
What? Sasquatch?
some place in Siberia, the coolest place in the world.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say
And he watches shows on
Skinwalker
it.
Ranch. I thought you were gonna say.
No, I
He's
don't wanna go
obsessed
there.
with that.
Okay,
That little paranormal place up in Utah. All right, here's my next one.
You're like,
This
okay.
is less of a thinker. Have you?
okay.
But is it true you once had this asshole trainer that wouldn't let you smoke a cigarette while you're on the treadmill?
Yeah, but who would smoke a cigarette on the treadmill?
I thought that.
But
he
I
wouldn't
know
allow
a
you
guy.
to.
No, there was a guy, Boris. There was a guy, Boris. It was so that was back when Elin was actually when Tiger was courting Elin, and Elin was actually still a nanny for Jesper. He would come knock on my door, and I'd tell my wife, who was my girlfriend, "Don't answer it. Don't tell him he's not here." "I am Boris. I'm here to work you out." And I'm like, no, just don't tell him we're here. Tell him we're out or something. Just pretend
Tell
like
him
we're
we're
not
out.
even. Just pretend we're not even here. Yeah, so.
Maybe let's go and tell him
that was
he's out.
Boris. He got me down to 201.
Really?
I might have gotten
201?
to 199.
What
and
year?
I was miserable. Oh man, was that
Yeah, that's not
miserable.
even worth it. What
Oh.
year was that?
I'm
201,
like,
dude.
yeah, I go.
That's
I
trim.
can't wait to eat again. I can't wait to eat and not.
How much
work
did
out.
it affect your golf swing?
Quite a bit because it happened so quick. We were working out way too hard. It was not that much fun. It's lifestyle. I did it like in 3 months. I'm like, am I going to keep this up? No, I was hiding from him in my hotel room.
201.
keep this up.
What were you when you started with him? How much you lose?
I might have been 220 something.
That's still
220.
quick.
Yeah, in the 90s, I actually had somewhat of a metabolism.
I remember you, dude.
Yeah,
you were
yeah.
you were
I was a
solid.
little chubby,
You were
but
you were rock solid.
Yeah, I was ripped, yeah.
You were,
All right.
you were
All right,
like
let's move
Camilo.
on.
I saw you once. I was like,
Yeah,
Camilo. I was like,
yeah.
oh, it's Lumpy.
He's got dinner
Yeah.
to get to. We gotta get through these. All right. Who was better with the ladies? The original Lump or this Lump back in the day?
Me now or
No.
back in the
Back
day?
when you were both, there was 2 Lumpies at your school. Who was better with
Who's?
The OG.
Oh
lump.
no, he was way more approachable. Like all the girls liked him because he was less threatening. I might have been a little more creepy.
creepy lump and regular
Yeah,
lump?
exactly. Yeah, but no, I wasn't that creepy. I'm just more creepy than him. They're like, yeah, this guy's got. Oh look, it's kind of like the gay guy, like less threatening. How about that? Less
Hey,
threatening.
they just want to be friends.
Yeah, let's be
like
friends.
Lumpy
Yeah,
too
and
is
they
my
all wanted
friend.
me to be, wanted me to be the friend guy, and I'm like,
Yeah,
nah.
like I'll carry him around in my purse, and then
Yeah,
this is the
exactly.
guy I date.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay, makes sense.
Perfect.
All right, that's
Yeah.
a good answer.
Thanks.
All right, this leads to kind of a story, so just go with me here. What do you do if you go to the ATM and you don't have your eyeglasses and you can't tell your balance? You gotta ask. You know what I'm
Tim
talking
Neff,
about?
what's my balance? Tim Neff?
Yeah, just tell the story, dude. It's so good. It's the best. It's so good.
Yeah, so we're at a Super Bowl party, but I'm only doing it to a buddy of mine because I'm just giving him shit, right? So I made a bunch of money. I had to keep some money in my account to pay taxes. I had a good year, so I didn't have any cash, and they had a Super Bowl board. Right, and they're like, "Well, you need to. Hey, Aaron,
buy
you got
some
all
squares.
the money. Let's buy some squares, whatever." All right, let me go to the ATM. So we go to the ATM, and he's actually driving me. I've had a couple drinks. He's driving me. I throw it in. I go, "This is my code, whatever." Take out $1,000 or $500 or whatever. And I go, "Hey, by the way, I can't read this. What's my balance?" And it was quite a bit of money, and to this day, he still tells that story. It was back in the '90s, So,
It's so good though.
yeah.
Hey, I can't.
It
Hey,
was
can
still
you help me?
six-figure.
Hey.
It wasn't quite 7 figures, but it was pretty
It
close.
was pretty damn
It was a
close.
lot.
I had
Having
to
your
pay.
checking
I had to
account.
pay half of the cap.
It was pretty damn close. Hey,
Yeah,
hey,
yeah.
I can't read this. Can you come over
I
here?
can't read this. Hey, can you see how much I actually have in my balance? Yeah, I forgot about that one.
Do I have enough to pull out 500?
Yeah,
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 you're
yeah.
good. You can pull
Yeah,
out
yeah.
500 20,000 times.
Yeah.
That's good. All right, next one. What's a better fit? Your college roommate's white jumpsuit at Augusta during the par 3 contest, or you in one of Prince's Purple Rain outfits?
My college roommate's jumpsuit because I got one extra small. But back in the day when we'd do Halloween, we'd have a few, and he would get like Spider-Man, but a little kid's Spider-Man, and put that outfit on for Halloween.
But didn't he caddy for you at the par 3
Yes.
contest?
But that's what he looked like at the par 3, so that's how I got that idea. I go, this is what he does on Halloween, so he'll want this ball hugger.
So you got him a tight one.
Yeah, he went ball
And I heard you didn't hit the club face for this first several
So
holes.
I lost. On the 9th hole, I had to ask my playing partner, "Hey, you have an extra ball just in case I hit this one?" It doesn't get. I mean, there was more 4s in my group than ever played. Blades, chunks, pull lefts. I'm like, this is gonna be a great week. Yeah, at Augusta,
Here we go.
I can't get a wedge on the green.
Perfect.
So,
I like that.
wow, you guys have.
Yeah,
some
this one's a
stuff.
generic one just because I think people will be interested in it. But like, all right, Lumpy's out there just having a fun round with the fellas. You're out of the rock, whatever, just
Okay.
having a good time. The drink of choice for Lump, what is it? And how many are consumed in a round?
I don't actually drink that much on the golf course. I try not to because I have plenty libations off. So I usually do vodka Gatorades. And now,
Athlete.
well, I like the
Nice to you.
G2 with a little bit of sugar. Now it's like G0. You can't even find a G2 anymore. I don't think they do it anymore.
Boris would be proud.
Huh?
Boris, the trainer.
Yeah,
He'd
Boris.
be proud.
Because I like to stay hydrated and actually, get a little bit of
And
both.
like to party.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's the best of both
exactly.
worlds.
So, I've done the tonic, whatever. Tonic's good for the hands. So, summer's gin tonic drink. But on the golf course, probably, a Gatorade. Doesn't matter what color.
Little faderade.
Like to change it
Little
up.
faderade.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
that.
All
I'm
right.
with you on that.
That was
one.
for the people.
Do you like that?
I do.
Yeah.
That's what we're
And
having
you know
right
what?
now.
I got last call Lance working that.
And collect call.
Hey, collect call. Hey, you guys. Yeah, you guys can stay hydrated while you guys are,
Yeah, that way you get
Around
blasted,
jail.
but you wake up and you're not
Yeah.
pissing neon yellow.
not too bad.
Yeah.
By the way, how many drinks did you played in a group on tour where both your playing partners made a hole in one on the same hole?
What?
No, so that's the CVS Charity Classic.
Okay.
And there was a car available, and my partner was Scott McCarron, but Lee Jansen made it first. And
Yes.
I even forgot his partner. And it was CVS in Rhode Island. He makes it. Lee Jansen's halfway up, and Scott had a great line. He goes, "Hey, while you're halfway up there, why don't you take the ball out of the hole, make room for mine?" So he kind of calls his shot and makes
And
it.
made it, yeah.
And then
Holy
that's kind of
shit.
why I went out to the ground. And
Yeah, you
couldn't
fell to the-
freaking
I remember
believe-
you falling to the
I couldn't
ground.
believe it. I'm like, I've never seen it. I go, can I have a hubcap or a stereo system or something?
Yeah, give me
Who'd
something.
they, so who'd they give the car to?
So it was one car.
Yeah.
They wanted to get, they
So
go,
did
that
Jansen
was
get
the
it?
coolest thing. He was on ESPN for like a week. They go, it's worth giving 2 cars.
yeah,
Yes,
of course.
of course
That's
it is.
horrible PR if you
And
if you only give one.
that's Tom Ryan in CVS, the CEO. He said, screw it.
I'll eat
next
the
one.
50
Yeah,
grand
yeah,
or
I
whatever.
like
that.
Yeah, that was a smart move.
Totally cool.
All right. Over on your lumpco.com, shout out Lumpco.
Thanks,
Website.
thanks. Lump
Visit
goes
There
down.
is there's an advice section. Best question you've been asked on the advice question on Lumpco.
Oh, geez, that one's tough. There's been so much, but
The relationship one was nice.
You're a wealth of knowledge. You know what I mean? Like you can
Yeah.
offer advice on a lot.
well,
of
I
different
like
stuff.
if your right hand's turning over too much, you just sit on it, numb it up.
That's
And
good.
it's like the
I should do-
stranger.
Yeah, yeah. So the
right?
stranger
Yeah,
is
it's kind of the stranger. It's kind of the same thing.
Yeah, it's
right?
similar,
But you just numb it up, and the right hand
Yeah,
doesn't
it's
take
like-
over.
yeah.
So
That's
I've
good.
always enjoyed that one.
It's like the
Numb it up.
It's like
Numb
the
it up.
stranger.
Numb up the right. Yeah, it's like
the stranger. That's good. Okay, here you got to work with me on this one. Okay, here our Champions Tour event, 2 weeks in a row. 1 week, you have to do everything Bernhard Langer does the entire week. I mean, you practice when he practices, you eat what he eats, you sleep when he sleeps, you do everything that he does. Okay, and then the next week, he's got to do everything you do. He eats when you eat. He practices when you practice. He eats what you eat. He does all
Drinks
the
when you
stuff.
drink.
Drinks when you drink. Who has a better finish that week?
do.
Doing Bernhard stuff,
I
or,
do.
or Bernhard doing your stuff?
I have a way better finish.
Yeah, I
doing
think that's
his
accurate.
thing. I'm like, I'm a chameleon. I feel like I can.
You are, dude. You blend.
Yeah.
You look at you.
I can blend.
You
I can
blend
move.
in
I can
anywhere.
move around.
but a chameleon.
So he's very.
I can move around.
He's very stubborn. He couldn't.
He couldn't hang with you.
No, he couldn't.
He'd shoot a million.
Do what I did.
His
And I
body
would
would freak
actually
out.
make sure that he has way more of what he's not supposed to have.
Yeah, you dial it up
Yeah,
a bit.
he couldn't. He couldn't.
He's
do
a
it.
machine.
I would say he
That would be a fun experiment.
He'd
For if
finish the
Senior
last
Tour
10,
needs
yeah.
content on their show, like following
I
the
agree.
Champions Tour.
I agree.
That would be a good week. You do everything he
Yeah.
does, and then he
Yeah.
does everything you do.
I do. I like that.
You would. You. That's. I think that's the right one.
I've never thought
think his
the
body
world
would
like
blow
that,
up.
though. But I like
what
the
I
way
mean?
you guys think the world. I like
Yeah, yeah. We're out of the box.
All right, you've
guys.
played with a
You
million.
are out of the box.
You played with a million professional golfers in your life.
Million.
Whose mental game could best be described as the title of your favorite movie?
Wow, that's
What's your
intense.
favorite movie first? You gotta identify.
Dumb and Dumber. Oh yeah. All right, good. one.
No,
What?
I thought your favorite movie was One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Well, that's one. Yeah. Okay.
Is that the one you give when you want to look?
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest? I probably shouldn't say Tom Gillis. I don't want to be on his bad side.
You're gonna have a horse head in your bed.
Nah, he'd love that though. Yeah. How'd you know that I like One Flew Over the Cuckoo's
We
Nest?
do our research.
Look,
Yeah.
just don't worry about anything.
So whose mental game
Don't worry about it.
makes you think of that?
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Who- I
Well,
want your
he's
answer.
pretty close.
Gillis?
Yeah.
I got a few.
I'm going.
Who's
Gillis.
yours for One
Gillis?
Flew Over
All
the
right, who's
Cuckoo's
yours?
Nest?
Woody Austin was up there for mine.
That's a good one. Very good.
You know,
Mike Madonna.
100%.
Really?
Oh my God,
Is
he's
he
a
is he
lunatic.
all over the place?
He's really good at golf, thinks he sucks, and then just talks himself into being shit. He should be the best celebrity golfer there is, but he's not close because his brain is just terrible.
Who?
Really?
Terrible.
Mike, sorry to hear about that.
Yeah, it is tough.
Okay, his last name is Ben Bates. Do you remember him?
The best.
Dude,
He is the best.
he was great, but I mean, he would hit it down the middle of the fairway and I automatically assume it was in a divot. Like he was.
Really?
Oh my God, it was great. Just another
Ben
unplayable
Bates
lie.
is the best, yeah.
He is great.
Oh, I got one. Neil Lancaster.
Yes.
That is it.
Yep.
Neil Lancaster.
Walk off.
You're going to have, walk
The
off
first
on it.
time
Drop the
I
mic.
ever saw Neil
Guy's
Lancaster, I'll never forget this. I think I was 14. Some of my family was up in Ohio, went to the memorial. I was behind the green. He airmailed the green, and he just berated a volunteer, and I'm like, this guy's the biggest asshole on the planet. Then I met him, and I love him.
Yeah.
he's awesome.
It's the volunteer's fault.
Yeah.
You airmailed it, obviously.
My best Neil Lancaster story, and not a lot of people
good.
know it, is he had a 50-yard bunker shot, and he blades it over the green out of bounds, and he goes, give me another goddamn ball to the caddy. Caddy throws him ball. Titleist fucking 4. He goes, all right, I'm playing a Titleist 4, and he buries it. He goes, that one ain't going out of bounds, is it? From 50 yards.
Crazy.
I'm like, who buries a ball
on purpose?
Yeah. And he slams it into the ground.
Oh, that's smart. That's
Yeah,
smart.
yeah,
I'm going to chunk this
go,
one out my chip.
He'll chunk it up there, 20 yards short.
He's a beauty.
Chip it up.
Yeah.
Well,
And you're a beauty. We love you,
Yeah,
man.
it was fun,
Thank
man.
you so much,
Thank you
dog.
so much.
Love
Awesome.
you, brother.
Dog,
The
yeah.
lump.
We'll do it again, huh?
Yeah.
We'll
We
be
got-
back
do you
tomorrow.
think- well, if we get, more than 10 people listen,
I think we will.
This will get 12.
All right.
Awesome.
Love it.
All right, that was the lump. Tim Herron on Golf Subpar, just nonstop laughter, start to finish. It's so cool. Here's a guy who played on tour for 24 years on the PGA Tour, 25.
Forever, yeah.
Made almost $20 million. Now he's out on the Champions Tour, and now his son is turning into an absolute stud down there in New Mexico. Was freshman of the year, made it to the USAM this year. I saw him out there following him around. But Lump has had quite the journey.
He's had an unbelievable run on the PGA Tour, but just like he kind of he's cut from a different cloth than a lot of those guys out there. And I know he was looking forward to the Champions Tour for a long time. And he just, dude, like the fact that he's been able to hang out there without the crazy otherworldly, like, hey, I fly at 310 and do all that stuff. Like he put a huge career together. Now his son, like you said, is good. If you see his son just walking, you would never be like, oh, that's Lump's kid. They don't look a whole lot alike until you see the name. And he's going to be a hell of a player too. But just some of his stories, like one of my favorite ones is in college. Like he would smoke cigs and he had to find a loophole. Like there's no way I'm playing 18 holes without having some darts. And he would walk out. Like there's stories of him at UNM. There's certain holes where the OB, like, was down the left side of the hole. He'd hit his tee, he'd go up and hit first, grab his bag, walk straight to the OB, spark one, walk all the way down through like backyards and shit. Like, I'm not on the course, smoke a dart, pop back in, hit it in the fairway, hit it on the green, walk back out, walk up to the green, finish the sig. Oh, this is so good.
Dude, every time I would walk on the putting green, he went to the claw there late in his career. I would walk on the putting green and start dying laughing because here he is with the claw, the cigarette between the two fingers as he's practicing his putting. I'm like, this guy, he's a cartoon character. It is so great. I always stopped and talked to him on the range. He's like, oh, hey, Colt. Just every single time. Always shared a funny story with him.
His prank wars, too, are like legendary. We got
I don't know how many he won.
There's a few of them that we didn't get into just to protect people like that were like, you guys are really go. It's what him, Gillis, Bone, all those guys.
Tom Gillis is the ringleader. He's the one you want to stay the hell away from.
They did it.
We're going to get Tom Gillis on here, too, and he is not scared. He will share every prank he's ever done.
They're legendary.
It is great. He just wear Carl Peterson out.
Carl Peterson, too. Throw him in. They had a good little running crew there. And, I don't know where, like, I kind of asked him, like, where do you stand on the spectrum on the Champions Tour? Like, are you grinding out there the full time, or you just want to have a good time or whatever? If he wants to lock in and be like, yeah, I would like to go try to win and be a little, like, he could do it. His game's still good.
Always hit it really solid. Just kind of depends on the putter, but he's up there with me with like Mike Commodore. I could have him once a month on the show.
I think we should. When we finish, he's like, dude, that was a blast. Have me on whenever. I was like, don't say if you don't mean it, bud. We'll have you on every time.
As long as he wears that hat.
We'll just do State of the Union. Yeah, and that shirt. I like the shirt.
It's great.
I was guarding my eyes at certain times. Like that button is begging. That button's begging for dear life right now. I don't want to lose an eyeball.
Love Lump for coming on. Hope y'all enjoyed that one. But the PGA Tour's back.
Yeah.
Century Tournament of Champions, Kapalua, getting it kicked off in Hawaii. Not too bad of a spot. We got all the PGA Tour winners from last year, plus the guys that made it to the Tour Championship, including Scott Stallings.
The real
Scott Stallings. So the field's very loaded. I know there's a few guys skipping it. This is when you know you're just too rich. I mean, Rory McIlroy takes the week off. You're like,
you want to go shoot? You want
money.
to go shoot 480s and collect $100,000? Also be out there for free? Nah, busy that week.
Well, let's make some picks. Let's see. I mean, we're a little rusty. Haven't done it in a while. Let's see how we do.
Come out.
But I'm going with the guy who's won here before. One of the favorites. I know he's been working hard in the offseason. Justin Thomas, 15-1.
15-1. JT could be a big year. Started off right. You're gonna have to go. We don't know. I don't know what the wind is looking like or whatever. But
what Cam Smith shoot 34 under last year?
Dude, it was insanity.
35?
Insanity. Just birdie every other hole. Basically the whole tournament.
John Rahm shot 33 and lost.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Hey, just tighten the screws just a little bit.
Didn't have it this week.
Yeah, a couple things you got to get rid of, and then you can get in that circle. I'm going to go with the guy. Colt, where Hawaii is an island. Correct me if I'm wrong.
It is.
And around that island, there is an ocean. Correct? Who plays good in places like that?
Probably Victor Hovland.
Victor Hovland.
Good guess.
I'm going with Vicky, 21-1. He loves the tropical environments. Looking to peel another one off. He might not miss fairway the entire week, the way he drives it, and with
the fairways are 80 yards
generosity
wide.
of these fairways. But the dude loves this type of stuff, this type of golf. I'll go with Victor Hovland, 21-1. Pretty nice odds.
Can I, real quick, this is totally off topic, but I want to give a shout out to the bagel, Mark Samble. Every time this tournament comes on, it reminds me of about 8 or 9 years ago. We're sitting in my house in Dallas watching it. There it is. Beautiful Kapalua. He goes, do they have to play altitude here? And I go, excuse me? He goes, does the ball go farther there? I'm like, there's an ocean right there. That's called sea level.
Sometimes they call it a sea.
Sea level.
Yeah.
He goes, I'm just going to not talk anymore.
How do you gauge it on tour when you're on a hill? Yeah, when you're at 100-foot elevation.
Oh, poor bagel. Yeah, the altitude's about 3.
Yeah, they could hold the Brit. This place is so good they could hold the British Open here.
There it is.
Okay.
I love it.
And you're fired.
Hope you're enjoying your workout,
and
bagel.
You're fired. Okay.
All right, for a dark horse, this guy is way down the list. I'm actually kind of surprised at how far down the list is. He just teamed up with Tom Hoagie to win the QBE shootout. You know, he had a number of chances in 2022. I would say the one weakness is probably his driving accuracy. Like, he just rears back and ships it, or winds it up, as Lump said.
Yeah, wind it up.
And this place is as generous as any there is on the PGA Tour as far as off the tee. Sahith Theegala, 120-1. I mean, maybe a top 10 bet, top 5 bet, but maybe sprinkle a little something on that 120-1.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, the only thing that I think he's got to get better at is driving it straight. And when he does, it feels like he contends. You don't got to worry about that out here. So I think that's a great spot. And coming off, I know it's not an official win and all that stuff, but he just won.
You crossed the finish line.
He's feeling good. He's feeling good. I'm going to go with another guy that just pounds it. And his number, I think, like, you won't ever find him like this again on the PGA Tour. 46-1, Tony Finau.
Wow.
That's a big digit for Tony. The way he's one of those guys that could just beat up those par 5s with ease. You would expect him to do that. He probably not going to miss a fairway either, or, very many for the week. I just think damn near 50-1. You get a guy like Tony Finau. Yeah, I'll take it.
I'm okay with that. My dark horse was quite a little farther down the board than yours.
This is a great betting week. You just, hammer some of these guys down. They're all good. They're all, one of the best players in the world. Any of them could win.
All right, let's go with a little football bet as well. We're rather warm with football in 2022.
Oh my God.
Let's see if we can keep it going in 2023. I'm going to go to the NFL.
Okay.
This coming Sunday. Huge game. Playoffs are on the line. You win, you get in. Jacksonville playing Tennessee. Tennessee is all kinds of banged up. Derrick Henry sat out against the Cowboys. I think he's going to be back this week. But no idea who their quarterback is going to be. It was the guy from Tennessee against the Cowboys. Tannehill's out. The other guy, they benched him. They didn't like him. So the Jags are minus 6.5.
Yeah.
I kind of like that. Trevor Lawrence, pretty damn good at football.
Trevor's starting to become Trevor, what they expected.
I think the Jags
it's amazing
are sneaky.
You get Urban Meyer out of there. He's starting to get a little production.
So I'm going the Jags minus 6.5.
I think the Jags are sneaky good. They might be a year away from being real good. I don't hate that at all. I'm gonna stay in my sweet spot, college football.
Okay.
There's only one game left, guys. It's 2. It's the best of the best, the elite, the big dogs versus the big dogs. 13 and a hook. I got to stay with my boys. I hit a money line and points. Maybe not the smartest gambling move in the world, but
that's called betting with your heart.
I was feeling like everything was lining up that day. That worked out. But getting 13 and a hook, dude, my boys, they've been covering machines this entire year. Money-making machines. The Frogs, dude, 13 and a hook. I feel like I got to be there. They're going to respond to that energy, knowing I'm in the house, hopefully, if I can get out there. So I'm staying with the kids. Shocker. I'm taking TCU plus 13 and a hook.
All right. Well, there you have it. That's our picks for the week. All right. Coming out very soon on our social media, all our different social media channels, we're going to be announcing the registration for the first ever The Larry, which is going to be February 6th, Greyhawk Golf Club, the Talon Golf Course. Got a lot of PGA Tour players, a lot of other celebrities. Some of your favorite guests will be joining us. Just 20 teams, so it's going to go fast.
Yep, stay
so
alert.
Be ready.
Stay alert.
We're going to announce it very soon how you can sign up to play the first ever Larry. It is going to be a time.
I can't wait. We've been talking about doing this for a while, too. We got great response from the people we've reached out to in terms of the golfer celeb side. We're going to send it. We're going to have a day. It's the debut. There's only one way to go at the Larry.
And afterwards, we're going to do a little live
Yeah.
golf subpar, little fireside chat with at least one major champion who's been a guest on here, possibly two after the show. And this is going to be a special one.
You know the names.
You've heard
You
of them.
love the names. Let's just say that. So stay tuned for that. Like you said, 20 spots. They're going to go quick. Stay alert.
Yep, a lot more info coming. Just check our social media channels for that. And that's going to do it for us. Welcome to 2023. We'll talk to you on next week's Golf Subpar.
La 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 la.